Yo, do you need co-casting?
Your prerogative. Ogre said he's up for it if you're not interested.
I am. Ogre is one of the people in my pool, and the other person in my pool that's around is trying to get his lineup modified. Apparently, it went in wrong, or so
Oh,
they're saying.
yikes.
So I'm willing to take them at their word, but I feel like I should wait for Taxi to wake up.
Yeah, that makes sense. He has to handle that.
Um, like their team is already uh like unless it was three completely different ones, but if it's just like one of their characters, I don't really.
Yeah, I mean, it's Taxi's call. Maybe he got a message and maybe he like missed a message or something.
Entirely probable.
I'll let him worry about that. But
But
yeah,
yeah,
so do you want to co-cast?
I'd love to.
Great. Because we're already streaming. So,
Oh,
um,
well, hello world.
let's shift this over. Alright, now showing TTS on stream. What are our teams? Looks like they're already gathering them, but I don't know their teams. Oh,
So will I be slightly delayed given that I am viewing it through your Twitch stream?
you will be delayed if you do that, but
I should probably get in the room then.
yeah, that would be best.
Let me do that right quick. Huh.
Hmm?
Did I fail to capitalize? I did.
Ah,
Just like I hope no one fails to capitalize on their boosts that they're about to probably lay down. I
nice.
can't see yet.
Let's see. Goboxel has EXSK, Mole Knight, Enchantress. Interesting.
Pretty rough. Yeah, it's heavily focused on the newer set.
Yeah, Team S4.
Um,
Hmm.
I find it interesting because it also there are three characters that have great range and space control, which is to some extent a theme of season 4 in my opinion. But it's very notable that I would say aside from Mole, no true what you'd call stat monsters in that lineup.
Yep. Enchantress is a dedicated keep away zoner. Shovel and Shield are a defensive footsie zoner, and Mole Knight's a anti-zoner. Oh boy. Carl. It looks like Sterling's other characters are Renea and SNS, by the way. So another pretty diverse team. Alright, so we got two stat monsters, two big, heavy melee brawler dudes. This should be interesting. I'll try and get the fighter list up on the side.
Well, it is very interesting here. I think they both have a set of very potent tools. Um,
There we go.
Haven is a great answer to a lot of powerful Carl shenanigans.
Turns off movement, which means if you start at range 3 or less, It can turn off Assault, Dive, Disarming Strike. Of course, Carl can just punch through Mole's defenses and outtrade him, since Mole does like his specials quite a bit. Burrowdig and Headbutt are a lot weaker against Carl than they would be against other characters.
I think a lot of this is just going to come down to Sterling's experience with dealing with the burrow.
I can get behind that. I mean, if he stands in Mole Knight's face and punches him a lot, I think he'll be fine. Carl's up first. What do you think about Coffee as an opener here? It loses to block push, but it mixes up with dive.
Loses to block push. It gets a gauge. Keeps advantage. I mean, you're trading what, 1 for 4, and getting a block push out. Honestly, not the end of the world.
It does push you back 1. Coffee.
Oh, there it is.
And sweep. Oh. Alright. Well, that's very free. That's a sweep out of the deck, too. Good start.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, one of these standard, unlike many people in Season 4, Mole does not have an immediate answer for turn 1 dive.
True. He has to make the read.
So this is sort of the critical moment.
Yeah. What does Carl do now that the burrow's at range 1? The correct answer is takes a move action.
And that's always painful, because I can only imagine what you're holding after the draw, but everything is precious in this matchup.
Indeed. I'm going to have to get up for 1 second. I'll be right back.
No problem. Carry on. And there's the headlong run. Carl, wanting no part of the mix-up, makes it a range 1 game. Striking from the burrow.
Alright. He did take the move action. Or no, he used headlong run. Even better.
Use headlong run.
That's fine. You're not going to need the full value of headlong run very often, so using it as a expensive run is fine.
So, I don't know about you, but this screams headbutt to me.
Striking from burrow? Absolutely. Could be cross. Cross is fine too. But I think defending with grasp is always correct, which means the mix-up is focus. Focus or belly slide. What? Oh dear.
Well.
I don't know what the call was there, but that will be 5 damage for Mole. That suggests to me that the Carl player is not versed in dealing with burrow.
Prep at range 2 into a strike.
Well, you should have some EX options at this point. Oh dear. Oh, I have 2 sets of background music. Let me fix that.
There's the headbutt. Hits for 0, pushes 2. And I presume he's going to choose to retreat because he doesn't want to take the damage.
Sensible. Take the damage,
but
and
no damage dealt.
Yep,
and
4 armor. Although that is another headlong run down, and this is just when Carl could use it.
But this board stayed absolutely. This feels like a move 1 situation to me.
Yeah, stay in range 4, threaten EX dive. I can get behind that. I would also I would move either 1 or 3, I think. No, not 3, 2.
I would move 2, so you have the assault dive spike mix up live, and burrow can't easily be placed to remedy that because the burrow can only be placed at range 3 from Mole.
Exactly. Giving him only 1 place to put it, which would be where Carl would move 2. So yeah, I think move 2 is actually pretty fine. Like, it does open up Mole's ability to play another headbutt or a cross from burrow, but like, he's not getting that much value out of headbutt because again Carl has armor. And cross, well, you're just never gonna do anything about cross because cross beats everything that you can play, so it's fine. Move action?
There's the move 2, spending an ultra. which
It
makes me
is-
wonder what's in that hand.
It is the lower value of the two ultras, to be fair. In my opinion, anyway.
Well, in this matchup in particular, I'd actually value it higher, just because it can turn a checkmate into not one.
Ah, that's true. Mole preps, does not move the burrow, makes sense.
Single card strike? No, there's the EX.
There it is.
There's the mix.
I would run EX Assault here. Oh,
EX counter.
well, maybe he's calling the Assault. Oh, that is a hard
Wow.
punish of the Assault. Yep.
Oh, and he played the natural. Oh no.
Oh, that's
a
both
big
Assaults down.
deal. Whew.
Yep. I don't know why Mole would play both Cavens. I guess just to be extra fancy. Does
I mean,
4 damage after
maybe he
armor.
feared... No, there's no EX, so that changes the math on, so...
Hold on. That only did 4 damage, right?
That is... should be 5.
No, but Carl had 1 armor.
Yes, from the X. That is correct.
Okay, they got it. Whew.
Well,
That was a pretty hard punish, and that's both Assaults down forever. Well, not forever, but for a while. It is both Cavens down, though, which means that your future Disarming Strike and and dives are likelier.
I'm very curious as to what those other 5 cards are that spending the Ultra and then natural EXing the Assault was the play.
I bet money he's holding at least Power Short and Elbow. Those cards are such potent mix-up tools that I would not want to throw them away. At this point, maybe not even 1 copy.
I mean, it's perfectly reasonable. The difficulty here is Elbow's not an easy land against Mole.
That's true. He has an extra Grasp like, which gets him out of range 1. And of course, Headbutt's always good. Oh, and you have to get to range 1 in the first place, which, admittedly, that's what the Assault was for. Striking from Burrow, playing... He took a while on that. I bet this is not a fast attack. I bet it's something slow. Spike or Focus. Maybe Belly Slide.
Belly Slide feels pretty good here.
Yep. Carl would have to be a madman to play Spike on defense. I wonder if he will.
Hope it's a Power Short. That would be a good counterplay here. It's a sweep
that's
into
sweet.
a block.
That's value for Mole.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, he's got to spend at least 1 force to not get stunned here. So, bare minimum, he should spend the gauge.
Again, those 3 cards better be incredibly precious, because...
One of them was Grasp, which I don't think I would have valued that highly, but he might have drawn that on his last prepare action, so it's hard to say. Or after the move action, for that matter. Oh, well, that is a precious card.
Well, take 0.
Mm-hmm.
Get your way up to 4 gauge, where you can start turning things around.
Yep, both these fighters want to get to 4 gauge, so they have +2 power for the rest of the game, basically. Moonlight moves Burrow over there. Yep. Setting up another sweep, a focus, a belly slide, or dive.
Strike from Carl.
I feel like Disarming Strike is a pretty
I
good
feel like
play.
Power Short, and I feel like that's going to be the high dive.
Oh.
No, you had the read on me.
Alright. Good thing, too. It would have traded pretty badly with focus. No, wait, no, it wouldn't. It deals 5, takes 4.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Man, that's a good card.
Sure is.
Alright, discards a normal attack.
And then draws a card. Carl is bleeding.
Badly. This would be fine if not for the fact that Mole Knight's also building his way to 4 gauge. Whichever fighter gets 4 gauge first suddenly amps up their threat level massively. Which amusingly means that if Mole Knight initiates and they trade, Carl gets to exceed first, which is non-trivial.
The interesting thing about this is Mole's ability to recur his good tools. Oh, there's parry coming out?
Parrying
Maybe power short.
Well, he has the same call you do. Ooh, what do we get? What? Not what I expected in the slightest. 4, 6, 7. And I think the 6 was the end of turn draw.
I would CC that right now.
Oh no, that doesn't make sense. He didn't have an end of turn draw there. But yeah. That is 3 no normals? Yes. Yes, destroy that hands. Burn it. Throw it in the garbage.
Salt the earth with it.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that just boggles my mind, because we knew he was holding a authorized force and an assault, so...
It's possible, I think it's possible he wasn't holding the authorized at the same time as the EX assault, but yeah, EX...
That's true.
EX with authorized would absolutely have been favorable in general. There you go, that's the CC.
Good call.
Good man. Good robot. Okay, we'll get to his turn. Power. Alright. Fairly confident in whatever he has. He might have like an EX Burrow Dig or just a confident read on Diving Dig.
I feel like this is a belly slide setup.
Could be, could be. Which means Carl needs to draw into elbow.
Well, he had 4 chances.
Sure enough. That said, you know, I've seen you play Carl, and based on your deck comps, his elbows are at the bottom of his deck.
Oh, of course. Right next to his other 2 ultras, and the last copy of Power Short.
There it is. Alright, let's see what we get. He might just be trying to cross out here, but I feel like that'd be a mistake. Hey, it's elbow! Oh.
Oh, into the...
It was.
You had the call, and you had the other call.
Yep.
That is the weakness of elbow in this matchup.
Yep, that is exactly what you play against elbow here. Unfortunate. Well, Mole flips first. That is bad for Carl.
That is very bad.
Alright, he still has 1 of each ultra left. He still has a power short. He still has 1 elbow somewhere in there. Game isn't over by a long shot. It'll just be an uphill climb. Honestly, I might take the reshuffle action here.
I'd consider it, but it depends on if you have an answer for right now.
That's true. Declaring from Burrow is cute. In this case, I believe it is purely cosmetic. There are some times when it can matter if the opponent can change your positioning, but in this case, Carl doesn't have a way to do that. Or it can also matter if you're playing dive, but that shouldn't be a factor here.
I guess he could, have a before trigger of... I don't really know which of his many before triggers he would want to use that with, but...
It only creates an option select if there's a benefits to doing it, and in this case, it doesn't help. Alright, there's cross.
Brutal.
It only hits for 3 because he doesn't gain his power, since he didn't move on to it.
As they appear to be gesturing wildly about.
No, he's at 10. 10 is correct. Alright, well.
I would not like this board state.
I don't either.
This is pretty rough.
Like, normally this would be a good time to slam dive or EX dive, but that's so face up. Mole will just play something defensive into it. You could throw coffee at him. I guess I'd be fine throwing coffee because I'm pretty sure the dive is the standard play here.
I mean, yeah, coffee feels fine.
Reshuffle action, there it is.
Alright.
Opponent catches it in time to ask for an opportunity to check through his discards, figure out what's left in deck.
The other problem with coffee is block push is very relevant, right?
It is, but I think I think
You have
if
to.
Carl strikes, you don't play block push. You filter dive because sorry. I think if Carl strikes, you filter coffee. You don't filter dive. Wait. Did I say that backwards again? Your worst case is
If
dive.
Carl strikes, you filter against coffee, not dive. You filter
That's
against
not what I meant.
dive,
You
not
filter against dive, not
coffee.
coffee. Dive, not coffee. Yes, I definitely said it backwards like 3 times. Yeah, because losing to coffee is like whatever.
That's a windmill slams from Burrow. Erupt, you think? No, I'm
No,
not
the other
it.
headbutt. Other headbutt. Oh, or spike. Spike is good too.
Oh,
7 damage spike. Here we go.
oh, this is brutal.
Mm-hmm.
We did say that this is a very knowledge-based Mool Knight.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do not think Carl is versed in the Mole Knight matchup, but as they say, as at least one fighting game player has said, he's gonna learn today.
Truly, truly words from the master. Well, and I guess they also have the benefit of knowing that in the rest of the set they won't have to worry about Mole Knight.
Yep. Honestly, I would probably scoop here. It's not really worth the uphill climb for the last 3 life. Like, it's fine to play it out if you want to do it just for honor and blood and vinegar, but Mole Knight will be able to play. Will be able to take this just by
short.
safe.
Make us believe.
It is the X power short. It's not going to help that much,
I know.
but it is nice. You know, we got to see it hit the board at least once. Good old 8 power. Mole will absorb. I would have spent for all of it actually. He might be holding Erupt and be waiting for a flashy finish. He can also just afford the life, but Carl is at 4 gauge now, so Mole needs to not really spend much time screwing around here. He needs to close the game out.
If I was really trying to bring this game back, I would have actually sat on both power shorts and recurred my block several times.
That makes sense. You need every scrap of armor you can get at this point.
But
although it is risky because I think there is 1 focus left, although he's out of spikes now.
Precision engineering, the boost on power short is often undervalued because of the value of power short as a card.
Mm-hmm. But it gives you the ability to loot block, focus, sweep, really high value cards, even assaults. Alright, we have a burrow strike. What do we got? Cross. What?
Oh, and there's
that is evidence that Carl does not
really
know how
doesn't
it works.
Understand how it works.
Yeah, that is really unfortunate. GG. So, Authorized Force does not work in this situation against literally anything, which means that's just a misunderstanding of how the burrow works. Very unfortunate. Well, luckily, as you said, you won't have to worry about Mole Knight again. At least not anytime soon. So...
looks like he is putting Carl vehemently away.
Fair enough. I think his Carl play was fine. There were a few questionable plays, but, like, he seemed to know his way around the character. It was really just not knowing how to play against Mole Knight that killed him.
It is, the learning curve on Season 4's opponents can be quite steep.
This is true, and Goboxel has a box full of Season 4. So that's a very dangerous team to walk into if you're not versed in Season 4.
Yeah, and this is, let me go to the spreadsheet and we'll see what the rest of the matchup is.
So he has Enchantress and EXSK on the rest of his team. And personally, I think I switched into Enchantress. But I know Goboxel is very, very comfortable with EXSK. That's me, you know, using my knowledge of the player, though, so...
I was just checking. I feel like a switch to Renea. Yeah, there it is.
That works. Oh, well, although the switch to Enchantress doesn't bode too well, in my opinion. That's the character I would least want to run Renea into.
That is fair. She does have some very interesting boosts to steal.
Oh, true, true.
Destructive Force could do a lot. Especially in the right hand shape. I don't actually feel so bad about this matchup. Aside from Homing Orb, like, a lot of Enchantress's cards have direct Renea answer. Spiral
Homing Orb,
Orb meets them.
Homing Orb does too. Jujitsu.
It's true, but you know, a play of Spiral Orb can get Lethal Force very easily.
Flare beats everything, because Flare just
Flare
always beats everything.
everything. Cold Shot on
Cold Shot
someone
would be
who
really
might
funny.
teleport to full board, draw a full hand of cards, and leave themselves wide open for it. I don't actually feel, and actually, well, Neutralizer is also somewhat interesting in this matchup as well.
True. It's good. It's not extremely high value because, granted, Enchantress has good ults, but Enchantress really, really needs her gauge to flip, and not as much after that. Like, after that, she just sets up her ults for a kill.
Yeah, the real thing here, I think, is that strangely, I think Enchantress is the aggressor in this matchup.
I could see that. I mean, giving Renea time is usually a mistake.
I think if Renea has the chance to set up both Mimesis and Double Down, she can trade at many of Enchantress's preferred ranges very much in her favor. But it is the other thing to know is that when she's setting up all those strikes and spending all that force, does she have the resources to keep up with Enchantress's instant reload?
Yeah, and if you're asking, do you have the resources to keep up with Enchantress, the answer is no.
The other interesting thing, of course, is that something that's ordinarily very powerful,
Homing Orb.
Seriously Unearthed, is nearly dead.
That's true, because Enchantress will just get rid of it right away. But that's totally Homing Orb, right? Yeah, it's Homing Orb. Oh, no.
No. Oh.
That is devastating.
That is a very bad start.
Renea cannot afford to lose Straight Fire. Like, it's normally a free hit. The characters who can answer it are few and far between. Enchantress is one of them. She has to aggress to do it safely. But Straight Fire has Renea's highest value transformation, arguably. I mean, I'm just going to call it Mimesis. That's not actually the name of it, but it's easier to pronounce. It's Tism is how it ends. But yeah, Mimesis is actually arguably higher value, but this one, it just tends to be free, and losing a copy of it hurts. Striking, so... Oh, no, boosting. Okay, good. I'm like, if you're striking, it's face-up Cold Shot, and she's just going to Fire Wave you from across the board. Or Magic Shot. Magic Shot is probably the play here. Reveal your boost, Renea.
This is where you play the second Straight Fire and reveal it's all part of your master plan.
Psst. I mean, if you have Jiu-Jitsu and you walk into range 4 and play Straight Fire, that would actually be amazing. I feel like that's unlikely here. Renea needs to reveal her boost.
Boost first.
There we go. Okay, it's just defend.
Defend?
Well, Cold Shot actually works if it's defend. That's not Cold Shot. That is a copy of Jiu-Jitsu down. That hurts.
Wow. And what is the...
It's a cross.
It's just a cross?
Oh, no!
Oh, boy.
Oof. That is both Straight Fires out, so we will not be seeing that this game. That said, Enchantress did put herself into Call Shot range, so if Renea has a Call Shot, she can just Hail Mary with it.
Wow.
It might be worth it at this point.
Well, consider this. No, that will not.
I was waiting for it.
I was going to say, if Renea has to take an early reshuffle and manages to exceed, she can still rebirth to filter for that Straight Fire in the second reshuffle.
Unfortunately, that is not what Rebirth does anymore.
It is not. It doesn't give you initial reshuffle, I know, but
yeah.
It would let her.
It would let her filter that deck, which would be pretty amusing. For those who weren't involved in playtesting, Rebirth used to be... Sorry, Enchantress's Exceed Kicker, which is... I can't actually look at the flip, can I? Reshuffles her hands, deck, and discard to make a new deck, and basically gives her an extra reshuffle. Was once upon a time tested on a boost. That boost, Rebirth, was later completely reworked, because turns out putting that on a boost is pretty busted. Renea preps. Well, at least it was busted with Enchantress's kit shape.
Well, we appear to be at a long contemplative moment.
Yep. Critical attack to get rid of the hands. Like, Enchantress can't actually hit with anything. So this is just a hand reload. It's a decent time for Renea to try to strike with Call Shot if she has it. It's definitely a Hail Mary, but it's a reasonable Hail Mary, I think. It also gets rid of that boost.
You get to see the hand.
Yep.
Limited as it is, and
if Renea doesn't strike here, Enchantress will just charge across the board and threaten to actually hit her with that critical attack, which is pretty bad. Enchantress can advance 2 and threaten Fire Wave very, very, very safely.
This is a very difficult situation here.
I agree. Okay, is that face-up Conspiracy of North, or is that a move action in the works? Move action?
That appears to be a...
That's a lot of high-value boosts going away very, very quickly.
That is...
I mean, I was considering a move action, but if I was going to do it, I would have moved to range 2. And I don't think I would overspend that sweet. EX attack.
Oh,
no. Okay.
That feels like Magic Shot.
Yeah, I agree. It's unbeatable here, and it will make Renea discard basically... Actually, she might not discard much at all. Hey, Unistad. Oh, what is this? EX Flare? If it's not Magic Shot, and it's not, this is actually fine. Okay, Renea will cover. Hits for 4, doesn't stun, but she has attacks range 1 and hit you for the rest of the strike, which means Enchantress won't be able to hit her by any means.
I mean, it's still... Maybe she's just setting up for an early reshuffle. Like, try to beat Enchantress, become the aggressor.
I don't think Renea has the damage to do it, but it's worth a shot. Just play good neutral, as they say.
Yeah, well, Enchantress bends those rules, so...
Question is, how much does Enchantress spend here? Enchantress initiated, so she has to think about what she's going to have on defense if Renea strikes on her turn. Because, yeah, Renea might just turn into a strike bot at this point. It's so hard to maintain her normal playstyle. It is round 2, Unistad. If you look at the left, you'll see that Mole Knight beat Carl in round 1.
Okay.
Alright, spins 1, advances 3. Makes sense. Get some distance.
I definitely read sweep in Enchantress's hand right now. I'm gonna prepare. And there's...
Backstep. Well, this telegraphs the Fire Wave. I wasn't so sure about the sweep there. I just see wanting to get out to range because...
Oh, the run is there.
Alright, well, that's good. Like, it's not like you have to worry about Straight Fire at this point. Straight Fire and Flare are both dead. Enchantress is striking. Spiral Orb? Spiral Orb or Fire Wave, in my opinion. Probably Fire Wave.
Whichever option it is, it's a potent one.
Oh, that beats Fire Wave. Oh, it's Magic Shot.
Oh.
Alright, I did not expect that.
That was a good play from Goboxel. There's no question about that.
Agreed.
That is a well-asserted mix-up. And
Yeah. I guess the defensive spike would have been the play that covered everything that was being threatened there. But it's hard to play, and one spike is already down.
There's a boost.
Mm-hmm. Enchantress does not have much in the way of stat boosts. She has a few power boosts, but they're very situational. So Renea might be able to boost for her. That's why it was so surprising that she dropped her sweep and grasp. They're both pretty high value.
So it's because at this spacing, Enchantress's range doesn't warp the board like it would otherwise.
Mm-hmm.
What a card, Fire Wave.
It's a good card.
Mm-hmm.
I like things with after push, Fire Wave, Foxfire. I think they're pretty interesting. Power Jump.
Mm-hmm.
Weird positioning tools. EX attack. Well, it's not assault, so dive? I think she dropped a dive, though.
I've. Mm,
Oh,
oh, there's a jujitsu.
jump in range 2. Play that lethal force.
I mean, I think that's the play you have to make. I don't want to make it, but I think that's
Yeah.
the play you have to make.
I mean, it loses to my read, which was dive, but, you know, it covers the spike, right? Oh, cross covers the dive. Well, that also covers spike, though, so you're fine. 4 power, 1 armor, 3 damage. Puts you at range, you still have called shot. Enchantress still has a million ranged options because she's Enchantress.
So that's both crosses, too.
Wow, yeah, you're right. Renea is burning a lot of options here. I think she should move in, unless she's holding... No, there's nothing that actually avoids Fire Wave here.
That's a block, hopefully.
There it is. Whoa!
Mm.
That is an incredibly risky call shot, and it will get really hard punished by the Fire Wave here. Renee takes 4, gets pushed 2. It is funny that in other matchups, at this point in the game, both players would be like 10 to 12 life, but these are both very low damage characters.
I mean, everything about what I've seen so far shows that Sterling has good knowledge of the character they're piloting, but it's definitely showing some matchup knowledge weakness against Season 4.
Indeed. That might actually do well to give Goboxel an edge across the tourney, since Season 4 is the newest season. Those who are running those characters and are comfortable with them will have an edge. I'm curious to see if it works out that way in practice, but that's a theory.
I mean, the other thing to think about looking at Goboxel's lineup as a whole is it's intimidating. Your lead is, if your team is along a certain line, or you have a classic lead, feeling like you might throw them into Enchantress or worse, might put you off balance, and thus...
That's fair. If you're not familiar with fighting Enchantress, she is a boss character. She tends to be very intimidating. Like, the reality of the situation is that she's just a zoner. Get in her face and punch her a lot and she'll fall over. But
there's the Exceed.
Yep. That is her free shuffle, as it were. And she will reload to 7 almost certainly, because it's basically always correct to do this. At least the turn that you exceed. So there's 1 turn of vulnerability to called shot. Not that it will help much. And keep coming back to that because that is Renee's full board option. Once you get to range 7, Enchantress doesn't actually hit you with anything unless she starts with 8 cards and plays a homing orb from hand, or if she has enough gauge to play Rapid Beam. So, I'm just looking for Hail Mary plays because that's what you gotta do.
It is true. It is true. No arguments here.
Reading called shot would actually be fine.
That hand is gotta be looking pretty sore right now.
Another move action.
Oh no. Gauge as well?
Well, actually, at this point, I'm not sure you can make much use of the gauge. Moving forward to range 3.
You might want the flare back more than anything.
That's a good point.
Moves to range 3, draws a card. The only other thing I could see doing there would be trying to draw into EX transforms.
That's fair. And that might be what she's doing, because I don't think we've seen any lethal forces or any paranormal investigations. Critical attack is nice, but it's pretty... The threat of it is pretty low when you're at 6 cards. The danger is that she's going to play Destructive Force, I think it's called, which is the opponent may discard 2 cards if they don't +3 power, which combos with critical attack to essentially guarantee at least +2, sometimes +3 power. Which is a lot of work for +2 power, but it's Enchantress. You gotta work for your payouts.
With as much control and movement that you have accessible to you, there's got to be something you're not good at.
Yep, and that is damage.
We have a reading. A blind reading, considering it's just been a reshuffle.
Yep, 7 cards in hands. Chances are okay. Hail Mary, let's go. Just don't name something where you lose to the EX. That's all I gotta ask. Oh, you're playing an EX. Well, that should be fine then.
That's probably... I don't even know what EXs are left.
That is a whiff reading.
Whatever it was a whiff.
Well,
And
0456, 02456. So it's 1, 3. It was probably Spike or Focus. We'll see when we find out what Renea played.
can't be focused. The first focus on the table.
Oh, never mind. It's Grasp.
EX grasp at range 3.
No, 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 no. What the reading target was.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, sorry. Not that she's playing EX Focus or EX Grasp. I'm just looking at this hand, and I'm like, what are you reading at range 3? That isn't any of these. It's Grasp.
So I feel like I see.
What's the play on her side?
It can't be Spike. There was an early defend boost. So I feel like you just play Spiral Orb and
Yeah.
bid your opponent farewell.
I think what Renea actually played, as silly as it is, I'm trying to remember what we've seen drop, right? And I think we haven't seen Dive drop. Hey, thanks for the follow, Jazz Hands. Jazz Hands, nice.
Oh, there's the EX dive.
Yep, there it is. Hits for 6. Forces her Renea to discard and then to draw, which will get +4 power and deal 10.
Whew.
Yep.
Unpleasant.
That was, yeah. As they say, that's a lot of damage. 9 after armor, though, so Renea drops to 12 life.
It is worth noting both rapid beams are down, so we can't see an easy 1-2 setup with Dark Strafe into murder.
Wait, what? One rapid beam is in hands.
Well, what I should say is having.
Oh, yeah,
both
if
rapid
yeah.
beams is no longer a possibility.
Yeah, she can't Dark Strafe into it. That's right. Renea should go to 12 if I did the math right.
Right. Started sweep to gauge.
Yep. Enchantress has the initiative, is using Dark Strafe. Makes sense. Jump across the map.
Tosses anything that would make her move forward if she got red.
Seems correct.
Leaves the building.
Moves to 6 so that she can threaten Firewave. Chooses to discard even more things.
The rest, I guess.
Yeah. Get that full reload.
Full reload. Well, not that she needs to anymore.
No, I mean, it's a choice. She could choose to draw only one card.
Right.
But yeah, this also lets her threaten Homing Orb at range 6, which is hilarious.
That's a nightmare. And both jujitsus are down.
I mean, move action again is, I think, the only thing to do.
Or is it time to reshuffle and pray? EX transform on the lethal force.
Well, that's the movement one, right? Yeah, so that's actually pretty fair. She needs movement.
Might be too little too late.
It might be. We'll see. Strike, this is
That's
a super
Homing
free. Or Firewave. Either way, it's free. Like, they both beat everything. Renea can cross out a Firewave, but then you're crossing out against Enchantress.
Wild swing.
Hope for that block, I guess. Oh, it is Firewave. Enchantress takes another bite out of Renea's life.
This is dire.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, EX mimetism? You're right, it is very difficult.
I know, right?
Mimetism. Mimetism?
I'm not sure.
That sounds okay.
It's a decent play. If she has run, she can run forward and then bounce an extra space, performing the reverse Chun-Li action, as it were. That said, Enchantress drops a lot of normals. I think Renea can run into range 2 or 3 and still be able to threaten to actually play some Exceed. Because the thing about beating Enchantress is you have to play Exceed. You can't just play the card game.
I think a reshuffle here is the call. Whatever, and then even CC into.
I think the risk of just exploding in the next 2 turns is so great, it's not necessarily worth it. Like, I would take the move action first, and then and then reshuffle afterwards. No, well, we'll see. You called it.
I mean, that's blocks, flare, strafe fire,
At least one called shot.
reload.
Mm-hmm.
Homing orb is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very real.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, and Jiu-Jitsu. And both neutralizers. Yeah, it's a high value reshuffle, no doubt.
It's painful because like you said, there's a scenario where, you know, Enchantress has not even used her regular reshuffle. We could just see a kite out.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's going to happen, though. Renea's at 8 life. I think Enchantress is going to go for the kill.
I mean, Enchantress could play Homing Orb, play Rapid Beam, and if Renea hasn't moved, she's done.
Mm-hmm. So move action time, right? Like, I don't think there's anything else for Renea to do.
Seems good.
I'd probably take Sinner, just because that means Enchantress can't get farther away than range 4. In general, if you're the heavyweight in a matchup as opposed to the zoner, you want to hug the center. And comically enough, Renea is the heavy in this matchup. Enchantress can outzone the world.
It's true. Except perhaps Guile.
Oh, well, true. Guile is a very potent anti-zoner. Oh yeah, and Mole Knight. Although you can zone Mole Knight a little bit, just not for very long.
I mean, there's definitely people who can catch her. Our resident favorite fishman could probably catch her.
Well, sure, but he's a zoner himself, so he just needs to hang out near range 3. There you go.
Spending 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, range 3 is fine. It's not bad. Like, I would have moved 4, but
representing flare, representing
assault, spike, flare, dive. What do we got? Uh-oh, danger. Reading. I think Renea missed the end of turn draw, but it won't help. Yeah.
That's rough.
Did you notice if Renea missed the end of turn draw?
I believe so.
I'm gonna ask. Okay. Not that it's gonna help much, but you know, want it to be a good, clean fight.
Well, Renea has the solace of knowing she won't be fire waved again.
Yep. And hey, this is all matchup experience. You don't have to win every round in pools, remember. You only have to be top 4 in the pool.
I always say you learn much more from your losses than you do your wins.
Yeah, and I suspect these were very instructive in how Mole Knight and Enchantress both operate. That's prep.
That's hoping for a block, I think.
That's a light threatening a big ol'
Rapid
homing
beam.
orb. Or sorry, Rapid Beam. I was looking at the right card, I said the wrong name. What is that, speed 7 now? No. Speed 6, still.
Speed 6, but power, yes.
Power, yes. Well, Renea has a boost in play. She does not spin to move.
And there it is.
And it is
There's
movement.
Jujitsu.
Won't really help. Oh no, actually it will if it's Rapid Beam.
Rapid Beam's 4 to 8, so or 5 to 8, so that.
If it's Rapid Beam, that works. If it's Magic Shot or Fire Wave, Renea is dead. Well, not necessarily dead.
I respect that. Well, this is what we call playing against your worst case.
Yep.
They appear to have gotten this far.
So what's the play? If Renea has dive, she plays dive. If she doesn't have dive, she plays flare or call shot, right?
Or straight fire. Oh!
Oh, what? Oh, no.
Well.
That is a speed 6, 1 to 7. attack.
And
It is
Renea
faster,
can
and it...
get close, but not close enough.
Oh, it doesn't help. She's outsped. That's
Yeah.
speed 6, Shattering Scream.
Goboxel going for the
Going for the throat.
clean win rather than the flash.
Very nice.
We all had our eyes on the giant laser beam, but
Went for the safer, more guaranteed play.
Eyes on the 2-0.
Yep. Alright.
Oh, that
Well,
wraps that one up.
That'll be that. That brings this sets and this stream to an end. Thank you very much for co-casting with me, Matt.
No problem. We'll shout out the Discord for organized play for level 99 games and getting to be a part of the community.
Yep.
And if this is your first exposure to Exceed, you can pick them up at the level 99 games store.
Yep.
Everything should be in stock from season 2, where you can see Renea from, to season 4, where you can see such luminaries as Mole Knight and the solo fighter Enchantress.
And thanks to Level 99 for providing prize support for Matchup Madness, this largest Exceed event of all time so far, at least, with 90 plus participants. Pretty nonsense, actually.
Well, I am excited to participate, and I'm even more excited to get to, be alongside you and lend my voice to it. So let's look forward to more exciting matches like this.
Indeed. All right, have a good one, Matt, and thank you everybody who joined the stream or is watching this recording at a later date. Bye.